are Chinese, 13% are Muslims, 11% are Indian, and maybe about 3% of Eurasians. Who are the Eurasians? Same people like in Goa.
Okay.
The food, okay? Mustard seed is not from India, it's from Europe. Yeah? During the Roman empires, many of the Roman soldiers were carrying a pouch of mustard seed in their belt, so that wherever they go to conquer, they will sprinkle a bit of mustard seed into their food, so that it tastes better. Yeah? Okay, so they were in search of two guys went up to the King Henry of Spain. One said sail west, the other guy said sail south. The guy said sail west was none other than Christopher Columbus. Okay, he sailed to Americas in the center of upper belts in the world, comparatively to Bahnhofstrasse in Switzerland and New York 5th Avenue. Yeah. Now, coming up after this traffic light on your left, one lady and all gentlemen. Okay. You see, this road that we are traveling on is called Dhobi Ghat. Now, Dhobi in Indian means laundry.
Yeah.
Ghat is the name of the steps going down the river.
Yeah.
Even the train station is named Dhobi Ghat. You see, coming up on your left. This Plaza Sing, next to Plaza Sing is the
Singapore.
Is the train station. See, Dhobi Ghat. Yeah. So it tells you long time ago there's laundry business here, done by the Indians. All right, here. Okay, so they actually named it after that. During the turn of the century, during the early 1900s, they were washing laundry here. Yeah. So now you have Indian names for roads and train stations as well. Back in 1939, the first modern cinema actually opened here with modern comfortable sofa seats and air condition. We kept the facade of the theatre in place on your left. Okay, called Cathay Cinemas. Yeah? 1939. Next to it is School of the Arts, where children as young as 13 years old can embark on an arts career rather than going to high school. Okay, so if you like the dancing or painting or whatever, okay, you can come to this school. So we have a bit of everything for everyone.
What is it?
SOTA.
SOTA. On your right is the Singapore Management University. We have a university right in the middle of Orchard Road. Okay, it specializes in business admin, law, economics, social science. Now, when the first people came to Singapore, it was not only the rich and famous or the rich and poor. They were the missionaries that built schools like this. This is the former St. Joseph School, 1852. Yeah? And after that, on your right, this is the oldest Catholic church in Singapore, called the Cathedral of the Good Shepherd. And following that, Convent of the Holy Infant Jesus for girls during the early days. Now, this built in 1860, 1854. Strangely enough, these three old buildings are actually built by the same person, Father Marie Bureau, who is French. Yeah? Now, some of you may be asking, 150 over years, the building look a bit new. Yeah, in Singapore we have a very funny law. If you don't look after your house or your property, government has a right to repossess it to other people. So it's very strict here. Yeah, very, very strict. Singapore is very strict. Yeah. Now, coming up on your left is a hotel, Raffles Hotel, which is also Raffles Hotel, which is under renovation. Is our oldest hotel. Famous people like Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, Charlie Chaplin, all have stayed here before.
Oh, okay. This is going remodeling, right?
Okay, on your right is a war memorial. Okay, war memorial built in 1967. 1967 reminds Singaporeans and all that Singapore fell to the Japanese in 1942, 15th of February. Yeah. Now back in 1997, the building on your left opened, Suntec City. Okay. Let's go one round. Just one enough. Thank you. Slow. Okay. Back in 1997, it was opened by a group of Hong Kong tycoons and millionaires like Run Shaw and Lee Kai Shek. Okay, and they believe a lot in Vastu Sastra.
Vastu Sastra.
Yeah, geomancy. Yeah. So the next, this whole building resembles that of your left hand. Yeah. The next building is Tower 5, rising up to 18 stories. 1 plus 8 is 9. Okay. And the 4 buildings in front of you are your 4 fingers, rising up to 45 stories. 4 plus 5 is also 9. Yeah? Now, if you look closely, if you know what is Vastu Sastra, a square-shaped building resembles that, represents earth element, while the 4 blocks here represent the wood element. In the middle is one of the largest fountains in the world, called the Fountain of Wealth, with water flowing downwards. Water to the Chinese means money. So, correct. Glitch. Superhero was chasing after the helicopter, and he flew up from here.
Yes.
Okay.
Here only.
Correct.
Hrithik Roshan, right. Don't stand.
Go ahead. It was Okay. Second president. Now, unlike in India, our presidents here, although with a custodian role, is based on race, but not on family or power. So the first one was a Muslim. Second one was a Eurasian. Third one was an Indian, followed by Chinese, Indian, Chinese, and now we have a lady Muslim president. Halima Yaakob, correct. Very nice lady. Okay. On your left, coming up, is the second largest Ferris wheel in the world. The first one is located in the USA, Nevada. That one is only higher than us, taller than us by 167, by 2 meters only. This is 165 meters tall, with about 80 horsepower each, pushing the whole wheel. Okay. Some of you may ask, where is the Bay of Bengal? Okay, Bay of Bengal is that way. South China Sea, that way. Okay, so we are right in the middle. Singapore is right in the middle. You know, this whole place will be under lockdown from the 12th of September onwards. Okay. So the road that you were traveling on just now, including the road that is spanning outside, this is the actual racing track. You are traveling on the actual racing track of the race. See? That gives you a rough idea. We, comparatively to Monaco, and places like it's the most Instagrammable hotel in the world, called the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. 71 rooms, it rises up to 57. Marina Bay Sands Hotel, rising up to 57 stories high. Okay, with the largest cantilever in the world, 150 meters infinity swimming pool.
How much does it cost?
About 10 billion. Yeah, including land costs. They actually recovered that amount in about 5 years because of the casino. Alright. This area here that you see here, this is the floating platform. It's an event area, can seat about 27,000 people. Coming up, the tawny building that's coming up is the Esplanade Theatres on the bay, resembling that of a durian fruit. Okay, you see, they're all preparing. Now, the shopping mall that is on your right is called Marina Square. The interesting thing about this shopping mall is that the AC is actually cooled by seawater.
Oh.
Yeah, not by normal water. We are always into this eco-sustainability thing. Notice, gentlemen and one lady, that the air that you breathe is nicer to breathe here. Easier, cleaner. All this I'll tell you in a short while. Now we'll be stopping here in a short while for your first photo shot, which is the Malayan. The Malayan is half a body of a lion, which I told you about the story, and part of a fish, which denotes that Singapore used to be a fishing village. Yeah. This field that you see here is called a padang in Malay, means field. From the very first day that the Stamford Raffles came here, the British, they introduced hockey and cricket here, and still being played until today. On the far right, you see the cathedral, St. Andrew's Cathedral, Anglican Church. Interesting thing is that it was a Muslim that donated the land for the church to be built. Next to it is the former City Hall and the former Supreme Court, now changed into National Art Gallery, the largest in Southeast Asia. Yeah? Okay? All British,
Video. Yeah, come on, move, follow. Hey, follow. Follow, I'm taking video.
Video no. Because if you come here and take pictures, you will not come to know what are the things and information. Guys, come.
Hello, madam, come. Madam.
Okay. All of you, have you heard from the mouth of guide telling you that
Video.
Marina Bay Sands Hotel?
Yes.
Yeah. Where it is? Okay. What is the design of the top floor? Ship. Why it has been designed? You know that there is a hotel. It is a ship. Okay, sailing on a sea. So when the bottom of the water body, when the ship sails, the intersection place, there is a point of meeting between the water body and the base of the bottom of the ship. That is known as infinity. You can't measure it. The design of this concept is similar like that because this hotel has a swimming pool known as Infinity on the top right side, 166 meters. That is to be like the in-house guests use that, and that is why it has been named as Infinity. So Infinity is that concept. And something this side, what you see is the Esplanade Theatre, like a performing theatre. Okay, Marlayan is facing the east direction. Why is facing east? Because in Singapore is based on Feng Shui entirely, and they believe in Feng Shui that eastern side is auspicious. That attracts well. So this is believed to be the auspicious direction.
Video.
So now this side is the direction. Can you see the stadium? Yes. That is Ferris wheel. That is the observatory wheel. Can you see that elephant-shaped building? Have you heard about Dev Dhanandan film, Akshay Kumar? That was shot there. On the back side, this is a Fullerton Hotel. Earlier it was a post office. Now it is a hotel. And the building's back side are the commercial district known as the banking zone, banking district. And that is the convention building. And this river is known as Singapore River. It has a very significance in terms of spirituality. Like they believe to be this river to be a holiest river like River Ganga. So Singapore. The availability of the slot, and you can no, that is your room telling. I'm talking about the observatory park. Yeah, that is 700 is like 5 to 700 is like room price. Very costly. It's a 5-star hotel. It's a hotel owned by American brothers.
So if we get on that, we should wait ticket.
Yeah. Like if you are there sometime with the family, if you wish to go, like.
Right now, financial services contribute approximately about 16 to 17% of our GDP. 16 to 17% of our GDP. There are more than 200 banks can be found in this area with 1,200 financial institutions. Formed in 1806, it was formerly called Bank of Calcutta, later Bank of Bengal, merged with 5 banks to give you State Bank of India. Your most reliable money lender. Employing 300 over 1,000 people. 59,000 along the road, yeah? In Singapore, we do not have this. By 1983, we got rid of all these food stalls. We put them into hawker centers, just like the one coming up on your left. Okay? They run 24 hours, offer every kind of food. And one of the few things that you see in Singapore is that when we turn round the next road, you will notice that when we practice our religion, we practice next to one another. There's a freedom practice of religion here. On top of that, when you sit on a table, you are free to sit anywhere. That means we share the tables with everyone. Okay. Yeah. So whether you are Muslim, Indian, or whoever, we sit on the same table to eat. Yeah. No difference. There is no partial. Yes.
Indian international.
Okay. You see. So everybody is rushing. You see the hawker centers. You see here or not?
Market Street.
Now these hawker centers provide cheap, reasonable, budgeted food. Okay. One plate of food is only about $3. 3 Singapore dollars, you can have a nice meal. But the problem is that we take about half an hour to walk here and queue. So we have only given another 15 minutes or so to eat. This road that we are travelling on is called Telok Ayer Street. Tian Temple in Singapore, Tian Hock King Temple, Southern Chinese, yeah, Southern Chinese. Unfortunately, because it's during lunchtime now, okay, we are finding it a bit difficult to find parking around here. Okay. So you just take note, I'll tell you a little bit more on these temples. And after the Chinese temple come the Al Abram Mosque, which is one of the oldest Muslim mosques in Singapore. Okay, coming up on your right. Now, you notice that the buildings here, the houses, the architecture is a bit unusual. Or London or France or anywhere, when you go into Chinatown, you only see Chinese things. But in Singapore, many cultures exist together because space constraint. Yeah, it's true. Okay, so you will see Hindu temples, Muslim culture, everything within Chinatown itself. Now this is Chinatown. Now, like I mentioned just now, you not only see Chinese things, but you'll see Singapore's oldest mosque, Hindu mosque. Sorry, not Hindu. Muslim mosque.
Yeah, Muslim mosque.
Al-Jamai mosque. All built around 1825.
Okay.
Yeah, with round windows. Next we come the Sri Mariamman temple.
Singapore.
Hindu temple with
Yeah.
round windows.
Right.
With round windows. Sri Mariamman is goddess of rain, giver of life.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
Now, all Hindu temples do not have round windows.
Yeah.
Only here in Singapore. Why? Because of influence by Chinese.
Okay.
Influence from Chinese. So because the mosque and the temple is all here.
Okay.
Now, out of the 75% of Chinese in Singapore, 50% of them are this one on your right is the Maitreya Buddha. We pray towards the incoming Buddha. Yeah? Maitreya Buddha. The trees in front of the temple are the Bodhi trees. He stopped there. Out. Wanna stop here?
Right.
The other group is here. Ashok group is here. Now, this place in Chinatown is called Liu Sui. That means Bullock Cart Road. Why? Because long time ago, the transport was actually none other than the bulls themselves. They used to actually ferry goods up and down the road. Yeah? From the side of the building. This is Park-4 Hotel on Pickering. All the new buildings have plants coming down from the side. Some 10 years ago, Singapore's initiative for eco-friendly country, okay, says that for every square meter of land and become drinking water. Yeah. So remember what I told you earlier on. I said most of the drains, 50% of the drains here do not lead out into the sea. They are recycled in both eastern and western part of the island. Okay.
Will you store this rainwater?
Yeah. There's a catchment area. This includes building of schools, improving courses, buying of computers and so forth, paying of teachers, etc., etc. Yeah. And Singapore's national universities are among the top 10 in the world. Yeah, our Nanyang Technological and NTU and our NUS are among the top 10 universities in the world.
Hello boys, turn.
Like every week I used to be in Malaysia, every week I used to be This is all done, finished. Once the pages are extra to Malaysia, then I got a new one. That is Jumbo. That is also Mauritius, Maldives, that's in Japan.
So we will go to China.
Japan, China, yeah. More than 10 times. This also I am getting exhausted.
Stop speaking. Not a very sweet voice. In the middle class.
the evening show for that piece of time.
అరే ఓకే వస్తాయిగా అది మన ఇండియన్ నేషనల్ పార్టీ ఇక్కడ వాళ్ళు కాదు అదే
Billy? That you?
Hey, there you are!
Oh, what are you doing here? Have you been following me?
Everyone in the CA class has been looking for you. Come on, we have to go.
Oh, but Felix, wait!
What is it?
Look at that!
What? Hey, but Rachel, they're just some stones.
And look at this place!
Rachel! Rachel!
Keep it quiet, boy. I need a moment to gather my thoughts.
What? Who are you?
Well, I am Shabazz from the glorious aquatic species. That was a long nap. What century are we? time. Well, thanks to my wings of time, of course.
Oh, of course.
Look at that. We're reaching Britain in the 19th century. Uh-oh, it's going to get noisy.
The rides, there is a waiting time, like 45 minutes, 60 minutes. Most of the times you'll see that the waiting time is higher for transformers and human in silo. That's it. Star Galaxy. This afternoon I showed somebody two roller coaster rides, correct? That is the Battlestar Galaxy. This crossing each other upside down. Please make sure there is a height restriction as well as all the pockets should.
All of you look at the... Oh, very good.
When you go back, whoever can answer me first. Those who are listening yesterday during the city tour, those will have more advantage. Okay? Alright? So, simple. The first one section, the sci-fi section and everything, all located in the map, yeah? So, you need to learn how to read the map to move around. Alright? First and foremost, while walking along the Universal Studio, please take note of the timing. Please take note of the timing of the shows. The shows timing will be labeled on the billboards. Okay, you know what's the meaning of the billboards? Yeah. Billboards is actually like a sign outside the attraction telling you that, okay, the show will start at 1:30. Then you go there at about 1:15 to line up to get into the show. Do not go there too early. Okay, give yourself 15 minutes buffering time before you go into the attractions. Now, there is, once you get your tickets, your ticket allows you to take the rides multiple times. Okay, multiple times, yeah? There will be 3 types of queue. First queue, okay, family queue. Second queue, express queue, which you are not entitled to, okay? And then the third queue will be the single queue. What is the single queue? Like for example, okay, like for example, when you are taking the ride, the family of 3 persons sitting at the ride, there will be 4 seats. You'll be filling in the blank. That means you'll be the 4th person. You'll be screaming next to a stranger, okay, holding a stranger's hand and scream, okay? So that is the single queue, yeah? Alright, so I suggest all of you, you pair up 2 by 2s, 4 by 4, and you go for the rides, yeah? Okay, so now there is also height limit in the Universal Studio. They will make sure you stand on that location to see whether you are above 1.22 meter, 122 centimeter. Okay, then you are able to take some rides. So there is 2 hardcore roller coaster. Okay, 2 hardcore roller coaster, very fun. First one is called the Revenge of the Mummy. The Revenge of the Mummy is an indoor roller coaster, completely darkness. You don't know what's coming. Okay, that you need to be 1.22 meters tall. Then you can take. Second one, the Battlestar Galactica. The Battlestar Galactica, same thing. You need to be 1.22 and above before you can take the roller coaster. Other than that, the rest of the roller coasters are very family orientated. Okay, so first thing what must you do is go for the Transformer ride. Do you know the movie Transformer? Yes. Okay, so Transformer ride is a ride that you will be in the movie for 4 minutes.
Okay, 4 minutes, yeah? So you'll be wearing a 3D glasses, and then you'll be sitting in the cabin and you will go into the movie for 4 minutes. Okay, the queue is always very long. 45-minute waiting time to 1.5 hour waiting time in the queue. Okay, so see situation, you go. The second thing I want all of you to go is the camera, lights and action. It's actually a simulation of hurricane. That means things will be blowing up, boom, 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 in the studio itself. So it's going to be very, very interesting for all of you. And most important one, you need to catch the show called the Water World Show. The Water World Show is about stuntmen jumping inside the swimming pool, taking the jet ski and skiing here and there. So please do not sit to the front. Why? Because when the jet ski doing a cornering, the water will be splashing onto all of you. Okay? So where do you sit? There is wet, semi-wet, and what we call dry. So sit at the dry area and laugh at the people in front getting wet. Okay? So what you need to do, laugh at the people is entertainment, laughing at the people in front. Because they are wearing wet suit. Okay? So no matter how wet they are, they will still be dry inside. But for you, you're wearing your own clothing, your uniform. Once you get wet, it's going to be wet for the whole day, Okay? So that's another interesting ride called the Jurassic Park water ride, okay? The water ride Jurassic Park. Guarantee you will be wet. Guarantee. Okay? No point purchasing the poncho to cover yourself, because at the end of the ride there is a 70 degrees plunge down. Boom. Water will be splashing onto you. So if you want to do that, I suggest you do it early so that the sun can dry you up. By the time you finish your Universal Studio, you're already very dry. Okay? So all the rides and all the movies in the Universal Studio, okay, is free. Do as many as you want. Alright? Okay, do as many as you want, yeah? Okay, so now, everybody will be given $10 meal voucher. I will pass the meal voucher to ma'am. Once I collect the meal voucher from the counter, madam will have all the meal voucher. Okay, madam, I think it will be better for you to sit over at this place called the Oasis. You show Oasis, Oasis Cafe, because that is the place where you can get vegetarian meal and things like that. Okay, so the set meal, you highlight to her. Okay, so the meal.
Shows I want to be there.
Shows you can be there, no issue. But when having the food, food at time, then okay. So
no vegetarian food. My children, they want to taste different.
Yes, different cuisine around there also, no issue. Yeah. All right. So now the $10 meal voucher. Let's say if the meal is $9.90, the counter will not give you back 10 cents because it's a meal voucher. Okay. So you order another drink, then you top up the balance. Let's say if your meal is at $7, okay, they will not give you back the $3. So maybe you order a drink, then the drink will be about maybe $4, example. You just need to give the person $1. That you need to test your mathematical skill, okay, all your subtract, plus and divide and all these kind of thing will be tested over there, okay? Can? Okay, everybody? Okay, good, So now the Universal Studio is a circular manner, as I mentioned before. So please go and collect your map. You show them where to collect the map. And then going into the Universal Studio, I need everybody to be in the single file. Single file, yeah? Okay, so now later on we will be gathering at this place called the Globe. Okay, that's where the Universal Studio, this brand is. All under 12 years old will be located on my right hand side. Okay, I've got 29 of you in the whole 153 people. Okay, I've got 29 of you, so I need all the 29 under 12 years old to be at the side, so we can distribute you the tickets. And the balance above 12 years old, my guide will be doing the distribution. So you know Uncle Lionel, right? Uncle Lion, Uncle Lion, you know, Uncle Botak Ashok. Ashok, you know Uncle Ashok, the one bald head? The one bald head one, okay? So also there's another one more called Auntie Dawn, right? Okay, so Auntie Dawn, Uncle Ashok and Uncle Lion will be handling all this, because Uncle JJ need to collect tickets for the tour leaders and also need to collect the meal voucher for you to eat. So I will be engage in the counter for at the least about 20 minutes. So I want all of you to please show your cooperation to these 3 persons, yeah? And the tour leaders also will be here helping everybody. Okay? So once the time is given, go and take picture. Once the time is given to come back, everybody must be back. Okay? Can? Alright, so Universal Studio is a fun place, okay? It's a place where you scream, nobody cares. Huh? You will not look like a person that is crazy. When you go out, you start screaming, people think that you're crazy. The only place in this country, you scream, you don't look like a crazy person. Everywhere you go, you just, people will say, oh, very good, you're enjoying, okay? So what you need to do, okay? So now, remember, how to overcome your fear. How to overcome your fear. Very simple, okay? Think about something stressful while taking the roller coaster. Then scream it out loud. So it will be one stone, two bird. Okay? The terminology, one stone, two bird. You scared, you overcome your fear, and when you are stressed, you need to scream at somebody, you scream it down there. So after you finish the roller coaster ride, you will feel that, oh, I've actually de-stressed myself. You don't feel that stress anymore. Okay? I know all of you study very stressed. Sometimes you keep all your anger inside. This is the time for you to release your anger. Shout it out loud when you're doing the roller coaster. Then, after that, you'll feel good. Okay? So most important, do that. After that, I will see all your smiling faces. So, Uncle JJ tonight will also give you some quiz. Okay, about the Universal Studio. Uncle JJ already know all the Universal Studio. Where is it? Because I've been there many times. So, I will ask you certain things inside the Universal Studio, certain things in the Sentosa Island. Okay, so please prepare to answer. Now this time now, I don't want all of you to shout out loud because I cannot see the people behind and always the people in front getting the chocolate. Alright, so I want all of you to raise up your hand, do not say the answer. And I'm going to make all the questions a little bit more difficult, not just like that, you know, you can tell out the answer. You raise up your hand, I point at you, you tell me the answer, then you'll be given something, okay? Alright, so tonight, while going back to Singapore, while going back to the dinner area, I will do the quiz. So please remember all the things, because all these days when you're traveling in Singapore, you need to write an essay as I mentioned yesterday, and I want all of you to do it well. Okay? Can? Yes. Yeah, okay. So please later on cooperate with the tour leaders and my tour guides, so that Uncle JJ can leave you alone for a while. If not, I'm worried that you're running around. So let me go and do the things that I need to do, and then after that I will be coming back to see all of you. So most important, meeting time 6:30. That is the meeting time later on when you finish your Universal Studio. Okay, so 6:30 I will show you where is the location to meet, and then from there we will move off. So what is the time that we are meeting later? 6:30. Correct, thank you so much. Alright, so we are heading back into Sentosa Island. Sentosa Island is how many meters wide? What is the circumference? 5 kilometers. That's very good. Okay, so that is what you need to do. Put up your hand and say it. Okay, good. So it's a big island. It consists the Sentosa Island. The island itself is called Peace and Tranquility. The name Sentosa means peace and tranquility. Okay, so this island is 5 kilometers wide, 5 kilometers big. They have got about 11 hotels inside Sentosa. 11, 11, listen up properly. 11 hotels. You have the Universal Studio, and when you're taking the cable car, do you see the water park with the dolphins? That is called the Adventure Cove. And then there's another attraction called the Sea Aquarium, which is an aquarium. Okay, so these are the attraction within the Resort World Sentosa. Okay, Resort World Sentosa. So all these questions will be coming out later. So see whether you all can remember or not. Okay, so now those little things that I need to tell you while bringing in your bag. Remember, the counter people will check your bag. So please do not bring any food inside. later on, I think ma'am has actually passed you all some food, right, to eat. Some of you left over, please finish it outside the Universal Studio before you go inside, okay? At any point of time, teachers will not allow you to come out of the Universal Studio by yourself, okay? Teachers, take note, because that place is going to be huge. So please do not come out. Anywhere you need to go, please highlight to your partner and to your teacher, because that place is going to be a lot of people. And the teacher only one person, 2 person, to handle 10 students or 20 students. So do not stress your teacher out, please. Okay? Anywhere you need to go, highlight to them. Toilet, whichever, so that they know that you whereabouts, where are you. Okay? Understand? Please give your cooperation to all your teachers. Alright? Okay, that's good. Right, so now, we are heading down to the Universal Studio in about another 5-10 minutes. Once you get into the Universal Studio, alright, what I want y'all to do, okay, is y'all can go and take pictures. 5 minutes time, Brother Michael will tell you where to stand. So adults stand one side, under 12 years old stand one side. So you do the counting. Once I come back, chop finish, and we move inside. Okay? Alright, so that will be the plan. Understand? Fantastic, good. Okay, now